Hello, my beautiful plant people. How are we today? Welcome back to PCM. For those of you that have never met me before, I am Sam from Plant Collector Melbourne. And today's video is actually a very special one that came into my mind last minute yesterday. And I was like, this is genius. I wanted to do something that was educational, that was kind of like a tool and also interactive. So today we have something a little bit different to typical YouTube. It's going to be a little bit fun, but also to be very helpful. So that is my intention. So you can tell by the title of the video that it is a quiz. And this quiz is supposed to be a little bit interactive. So you will need a pen and paper, but also that it is supposed to be something that can help you in deciding what your needs are, planning on how you should be growing your plants. And this might be fun for people that are currently growing their collection, and maybe you might want to dabble into something new or create a different environment. Or if you're just starting out, it's probably a good indication of where you can be going with your plants and how you can be looking after them. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I should start off by, this is supposed to be something fun, a little tool that people can do that is a fast quiz that can kind of direct you into a pathway that you can explore. So by no means is this, once you get your answer, it is not a definitive thing. It doesn't take into consideration lots of different factors. So this quiz has 10 questions. I will get them on my phone. We will go through them. And as we go along, you are more than welcome to write your answers. So it is a multiple choice. The answers are A, B, C, D. And then at the end, I will reveal to you guys what is your most suited environment or suited way of how you should be growing your rare tropical plants. So this is gonna be fun. I wonder if I did the quiz, what I would get. So maybe I should do it too. So it took me a while to get this quiz together, but there are 10 questions. And without giving too much away, these answers at the end can be things like, should you grow outdoor, indoor, in a greenhouse, in a grow tent? And these are pretty much the answers that we have. So keep in mind that there's probably more things that we can do in terms of like how to grow and which environment or room or whatever that you can grow in. But these are the 4 that we'll be discussing today. I don't know why, but I feel like I should have a mic and just be like, hold on. Hello and welcome. I am your host, Samantha Roxas, and today we are doing a quiz show on how you should be growing your rare plants. Now, here are our 10 questions to get us started and point you in the direction of what is your most suited or how you should be growing your plants. Let us get started with question uno. Question 1. Do you have your pen and paper with you? What is the climate like in your region? Is it A, cold with freezing temperatures in winter? B, temperature with distinct seasons? C, mild year-round? Or D, hot and humid year-round? I feel like there should be music that's like ding, 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 ding. Hopefully Li Yan can find some music that can, that can do that too. All right, my friends, and question number 2. How much control do you want over the growing conditions? Is it A, need precise control over temperature and humidity? B, moderate control over indoor conditions? C, prefer natural but controlled conditions? Or D, prefer natural conditions outdoors? Question 3. How much space do you have available for your plants? Is it A, limited indoor space. B, small indoor area with some flexibility. C, enough space for a dedicated structure. Or D, outdoor garden space. Question number 4. Do you want to grow rare plants year-round or more optimally? So is it A, year-round? Is it B, year-round but with some breaks? Year-round with controlled conditions? Or D, seasonally? Question number 5. What is your main concern when it comes to growing rare plants? Is it A, maintaining consistent temperature and humidity? B, providing adequate light? C, balancing natural and controlled conditions? Or D, utilizing natural outdoor space? We have come to halfway, my friends. Do you guys have a little bit of a pattern going on? Is it a bit everywhere? So we have 5 more questions. Question number 6. How much time can you dedicate to caring for your rare plants each day? Is it A, limited time, just a few minutes? B, about 15 to 30 minutes? C, an hour or more? Or is it D, varies but can commit significant time? Question 7. Do you have a budget for additional equipment and utilities? Is it A, a limited budget? B, willing to invest moderately? C, prepared to invest in greenhouse setup? Or D, minimal additional expenses required? Question 8. Are you concerned about potential pests or disease in your area? So is it A, high risk of pests and disease? B, moderate risk? C, lower risk but still a concern? Or D, minimal risk? Question 9. Are there local regulations or restrictions on outdoor gardening or greenhouse construction? Is it A, strict regulations? B, some regulations to consider? C, minimal restrictions? Or D, no regulations to worry about? Here comes the last question, my friends. What is your ultimate goal for growing rare plants? Is it A, collecting and preserving rare species? B, enjoying the aesthetic beauty of rare plants? C, studying and breeding rare plants? Or D, creating a lush outdoor garden space? That is it, my friends. That ends the quiz section of this video. It was quick, it was precise, just the way that I wanted it. Now let us talk about your results. Now, if you take a look at your answer, you could probably tell that there was some sort of pattern if there are like mostly one letter that kept coming up for you, and these is pretty much how the answers go. So if you mostly got A's, the suggestion for you on your growing method would be a grow tent. If you got mostly B's, it would be indoors. If you got mostly C, it would be a greenhouse. And if you got D's, it's outdoor. So there are definitely like little asterisks when I say this and in the answers, is that when we talk about outdoors, it is definitely only compatible for people that live in really tropical, warm environments. So these are places like Cairns, essentially, or Brisbane and Queensland up north, where it is beautiful and warm, where you can definitely chuck things outside and they would be okay. In saying that, every single method of how or where you grow has their pros and cons. And I have definitely done 3 of these environments or methods. I've never done outdoor before. So grow tents, I've got a grow tent at the back of PCM where we are now doing our growing facilities. The grow tent is still being set up and is not where I need it to be, but learning all about that has been an interesting learning curve, and I'm still learning about it. But grow tents are just so fantastic in terms of like control and also like growing optimally. So that's one of the best reasons to have a grow tent. My biggest con for it is that it doesn't look that sexy, but if that's not a priority for you, then grow tents are definitely really great for growing, only if you've got the space. Then we've got indoors. So indoors, I think, is majority of people that start out collecting beautiful, rare tropical plants. I didn't really specify indoor because there are definitely lots of different methods that you can do for indoor. So for example, it can be out in the open, or you could do an enclosed. So when I say enclosed environment, you can do things like an IKEA Millsbo cabinet, you can do like a tank, you can do like a fish tank even. There are so many things that you can do in an indoor space, but for the sake of the quiz and making it very simple for today is that indoor kind of comprises all of that. The thing with indoor is that it is depending on you, on how often you have a heater on, how humid it is in your environment. It can definitely be a wide range of consistency. So some people might always have a heater on if they live in an apartment, or like for whatever reason they have high humidity. But for some people, indoor is just not a great choice. For example, if there's like really low humidity or the temperature really fluctuates as well. So when I say indoor, there's probably a lot of variation and things that you can do with indoor. This could be like adding humidifiers and fans and supplemental lighting. There's a lot to do with indoor, and I think that that's one of the biggest pros about it, is that you can change a lot of things, but also you get to be amongst your plants, which I think is the biggest pro. So then is greenhouse, and greenhouse, I am such a biased individual. It's definitely my preference in terms of finding the balance between controlled environments, or trying to control the environment, and also aesthetic. I think greenhouses are just really beautiful, particularly the ones that are a bit more clear, and you can totally go down the aesthetic route with beautiful shelving, beautiful things. It is definitely an investment, and yeah, I'm so biased towards greenhouses. I definitely love my one. I guess the biggest difference for me between like the greenhouse and the grow tent is that the grow tent is a lot more consistent, especially because my grow tent is indoors. Whereas like outdoor greenhouses definitely still has the elements that you're combating, whether that's like a really hot day and it's light, and then humidity as well. It's definitely the in-betweener of optimal grow tent and also not being outdoor, where it's open to lots of different factors like temperature and humidity and things like that. So I'm definitely a big fan of greenhouse. But like I said, it does cost, and it is definitely an investment. And last but not least is outdoors. And I think, again, it is very selected people that can do outdoors, given I do know a couple of my friends in Sydney that have put plants outdoors and they've been doing really fantastic. So I guess it also depends on the plants that you are wanting to cultivate or collect and keep. So in saying that, outdoors can be like, for example, Monstera. If you've got Monstera at home, they can definitely go outdoors. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for people out in Melbourne to grow outdoors, but I definitely know a lot of my friends that have like Monstera deliciosa, different begonias outside. But again, it is definitely to the individual and their plants and their environment. So I would love to do outdoors, but Melbourne definitely doesn't permit me to do that. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there are so many different elements and facets to the pros and cons and your personal preference and needs in growing these beautiful tropical plants. So please take this as a beginning tool to kind of direct you in things like what your natural preference is. Let this be kind of like a little compass to tell you what is suitable or what I can suggest to you guys in a very short and simple way. So I hope that this is a very insightful tool for those of you that don't really know yet how you want to grow your aroids or your tropical plants. So I would love to hear what your answer or what you guys got down below, and feel free to expand on what your current situation is with your plants, what you wish that you're kind of like aiming and your goal is, whether that is a really beautiful greenhouse, whether that is a really large grow tent, etc., or even like a really cool setup indoors. Whatever your goal or dream is, put it down below because I would love to hear about it. Thank you so much for hanging out in PCM with me and taking this quiz. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!